डॉन को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं।
When we were doing the remake, at that point, neither me, I think, nor Ritesh thought about doing a sequel.
But I think just over a period of time, that character became so iconic. I think somewhere people started liking that meanness, that evilness, that vibe in Don.
I was constantly being asked by almost everyone that I met, and they would always be like, listen, so you must do a sequel, you must do a sequel. You know, you can't just leave it like that where Don's gotten away.
Some time passed by, Farhan started thinking about it.
And then there was an idea, then there were these two writers, Amit and Amrish, who I met, and with whom I developed the story and the screenplay, and that's how it really did come about. This is an original script. We're taking a couple of characters forward. As far as what happens in the film, where it starts from and where it ends, is not based on any other film anymore. Yeah, sure. Let's make short. So it's on him, and I'll just see you in suggestion walking.
Don.
We've never said this backstory of Don, but I feel wherever he's come from, there is this whole desire to be very stylish and cool about doing things, even as mean as they may be.
मैं तुम लोगों को एक आखिरी मौका देना चाहता हूँ। मेरे खिलाफ जितने भी केसेस हैं, उन्हें बंद कर दो। वरना भी तो सिर्फ एक धमाका हुआ है। अगर चाहो तो इस बिल्डिंग के कोने-कोने में और भी।
One thing that comes to mind when I think of Don is that, you know, he's so bad, you know, that he's good. You know, he's good at being bad.
तुम्हारी तलाश तो दुनिया के हर पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट को किस से बात करूंगा?
He's immensely pompous.
आज ये सुनकर मेरी माँ कितनी खुश होती।
You know, he speaks of himself in third person कि डॉन के दुश्मन की सबसे बड़ी गलती ये है कि वो डॉन का दुश्मन है। As if he's talking about someone else.
डॉन के दुश्मन को ये बात हमेशा याद रखनी चाहिए कि डॉन कभी कुछ नहीं भूलता।
In a strange sense, he's a person who enjoys cartoons. He finds it funny to destroy somebody's life in a mean streak of humor. I have a walk for him, which is very ladylike, because that makes the person a little scary.
When you see him, you get a sense of a guy who's kind of relaxed and is living his life.
We thought that we'll not keep it one look.
Now it's shampooed and also maybe it's all becoming a bit
The long hair happened because I think when we were thinking, where is Don 5 years later? He's run away from the police. Maybe he's incognito. Even in jail or wherever he is, he'll kind of do something to his hair for lack of having anything else to do.
He doesn't look like he's a man on a mission right now. And when he has to, he switches back into his Don one avatar. In all honesty, and of course to give due credit, the whole idea of the tattoo came from Shah Rukh himself. Initially we were toying with many things in terms of what kind of, should it be like a bird or a reptile of some kind, you know, or some kind of saying.
And then in a strange, twisted manner, he puts the D here so that you can kind of know he's Don because he's so self-obsessed.
थोड़ा बड़ा रखें उसे। ये बड़ा है, ये छोटा है?
ये छोटा है।
ये।
This is bigger than both.
In Don too, there's a new trait that maybe he has a weakness. I mean, you know, he also feels a bit of love.
I think in Don too, Roma doesn't know whether she hates him or she loves him. She hates him, of course, because he's Don and he betrayed her. He pretended that he was Vijay, but he was actually Don.
It's a very strange dynamic. On one hand, you have this character who's sworn revenge. I mean, obviously she can't kill him now. She's in the law enforcement agency, so she has to get him arrested.
Good evening, Mr. Malik.
Put your hands up. Get down on your knees now.
So very happy to see you.
And on the other hand, somewhere because she had opened up her heart to this man, you know, and had fallen in love with him without realizing who he truly is. It's very difficult to just kind of close that door completely.
And that's what creates this incredible love-hate kind of chemistry between Don and Roma.
For Roma, we needed to keep it sophisticated and give her an image that was still feminine, sexy, but yet a woman who was on a mission.
There of course is Vardhan as well, who was sent to jail by Don the last time. Also again, he didn't know that that was Don, so he's waiting to exact his revenge.
Welcome to hell, Don. I really do believe that Vardhan and Don are equal.
Vardhan thinks he's a step ahead of him, but Don knows that that's not possible.
When you see them in this film, you know, they come across trying to have a certain sense of camaraderie and stuff, because they both need something from one another.
मैं तुम्हें इस पिंजरे से आजाद कराने आया हूँ।
और इसके बदले में तुम्हें क्या चाहिए? He is not kind, he is not compromising. Don may change someday, but not Vardhan.
Baman was a pleasure to dress. He is part of this whole underworld, so we had to give him a very gangster look.
The script required these new characters like the new mole to be, which is Lara, Kunal's character, Sahil's character who's a cop.
There's also a character played by Ali Khan. There's another villain being introduced, which is being played by Nawab Shah. So there's many different characters who needed to come in, of course, so that the story works the way it should.
Roll camera and action.
Aisha is actually quite complex. She's not a floozy. I would say, in a way, she's the thinking Don's Mall. She's probably one of the only people that Don can truly trust, and it takes a lot to win Don's trust.
To dress Lara was a pleasure because she's such a wonderful person, you know, sophisticated, and I think if I put Lara in anything, she would look amazing. Farhan and I had talked about making the film very sort of color coordinated, where there was not a lot of color through the characters. But Lara in the film for us, she's the color. She's like our little flower that comes up every so often.
Well, Sameer is somebody who's a sort of like a prodigy. He's, you know, been really good with computers, and he's got into lots of trouble growing up because of his abilities to hack and stuff. Sameer is completely overawed by Don.
I'm just a big fan, sir.
Sir? Sir, बहुत शरीफ सा लगता है. Call me Don.
He's a computer geek, but he's not your typical glasses-wearing geek. We decided to make him a very sort of boho, sort of chic kind of character, where he, you know, he's wearing like an old sort of biker jacket. He's got the messenger bag. You know, somebody who's cool, doesn't look like a computer geek at all.
I feel everyone who's been cast in these new parts, to me, is very kind of tailor-made for those specific characters. Malaysia was because that's where the film ended. It needed to start there to just maintain a sense of continuity. And with Germany, the action needed to move to Europe because the story demands that to happen. The second thing is it needed to be winter, it needed to be cold, although that does happen in other parts of Europe as well. But somehow when I went to Berlin in 2007, I was very taken in by the way the city looks. It's got some amazing architecture. It's got a lot of space. Pan out to the wonderful horizon of Berlin city. And there are a lot of locations in the film actually which I remember that I went to in 2007. I was like, man, this would be a great place to shoot a scene.
It's a very film-friendly city. Shah Rukh is very, very famous there.
So I have a great affinity because I have a lot of people in Germany who like me. So they're all around the place and they make you feel very wanted, as if you're at home. And I'm extremely, extremely loved and adored here. You know, whenever I come here, I like to meet all of them. You know, they're very, always very excited, warm, and give wonderful hugs. So I feel very much at home in Germany and in Berlin.
For Berlin, I wanted to go for a cooler look because it was winter, a lot of overcast weather. It gets dark very early in winter there as well.
5, 6 in the evening, it used to get very dark.
4 baje andhera.
So it has this kind of light, kind of has a dead kind of coolness to it.
Bloody cold and feel as if your toes are going to fall off.
Was bloody cold. Oh my God.
One of the most challenging weather-wise situations that I was in was to shoot the entry into the opera house, and we were in this beautiful, lovely backless gown, but then we were like kulfi by the time we entered the opera house.
Damn, it's cold, yeah. Yeah, लोग ऐसे जिंदा कैसे रहते हैं? Terevo is the part 3 and I'm part of it. Got to be shot on a beach in the summers. You can't do another winter.
And there's a portion where I think I'm carrying Roma.
It was so cold and his hands were going like this, I remember. But
It was quite unbearable.
we did some 10 takes of that.
259, 2 take 1. Mark. Set. And action! Set. And action!
You know, the minute we would call cut, there used to be, you know, these rugs and blankets which were wrapped around him.
It was unbearably cold. I remember we used to put heaters outside the tent. Even as a matter of fact, we tried to put it while we were shooting the shots.
I genuinely feel that when it's really cold, I mean, for whatever it's worth, you can still wrap yourself up with many layers, and there's so many things available to keep you nice and warm.
Special kokum chai.
But with the heat, what do? You can't do anything.
Lankawi was really hot, and I have so much of admiration and respect for Shah Rukh because I have no idea how he got into all those hair extensions and, you know, did those incredible fighting sequences for days on end in that weather. I mean, it was unbelievable.
And it's a fight sequence with a linen suit, you know, so it's the worst combination again. There are portions in the film where I said, look, I'm just wearing the vest and doing it. So when I was in the jail, I just said, no, I'll wear the vest. I don't want to wear anything else because it was very hot.
I think I spent 2 or 3 days with him on a bridge, and it was killing. I mean, there was no shade, there was nothing, there was no tree that you could, you know, sort of go under, and it was huge wide shots that we were shooting with a helicopter, so you couldn't really even put up umbrellas and things like that. It was bad.
When I was in Malaysia, I was like, oh God, Berlin was better. And when I was in Berlin, I was like hoping for some kind of heat.
See, when people say, you know, like all actors have all the perks and, you know, it's great. I mean, these are the times, you know, that they should come and see.
This must be what? 70 floors?
You're not going to actually do the fall in there, they'll probably just take you from this much till here. So it's just a little initial fall. There's also one crane shot of him, remember, in foreground?
Yeah, with Jumbo in the background.
So we can,
You just set your cameras up. Then we need to move another camera on top of here for the landing.
so we see him coming and stopping
Yeah.
in front of camera.
Okay. We can try and do something with the crane and get it into a position, but the problem was it interferes with the lines.
Yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be directly above like that. It can be to one side at an angle.
Okay.
I did come here before and try it when we came to Lucky this place. It's quite exciting.
Yeah, I think it's very nice here. Very excited.
Jason को भेजो camera के साथ. Jason, Shah Rukh is saying you should take the camera and go with it. Sit down.
This whole thing will come and follow me down.
They're deciding whether it is necessary for me to do it or not. If they tell me to do it, if you do it once, then you can keep on doing it.
Are you cool to do it?
Yeah, I don't mind doing it again. So, as many jumps as you would have done, the one that you have to take off again is always scary. At the last second, should I do it? Should I do it? No. For that one moment, you have to close your eyes and go, and trust God.
Wasn't all that time.